Hello, everybody, as we welcome you in to Echo Park Speedway here for Week 6 of the iSNF Cup Series. Hello, my name is Christian Delgado, your lead producer and commentator for tonight's race here for High Velocity TV. As we saw last week, Mark Gonzalez get his first win of the season there at Richmond Raceway. Now we're here for week 6 here for the iSNF Cup Series. As you look here at some of your race info for tonight, the Elliott 200, 130 laps here, 200 miles. And you see all that info down there. Stage breaks lap 40 and 60. All the cool stuff there. Let's go ahead and get on track. Take a look at some of your fastest drivers that we see right now in qualifying. Not in qualifying, in practice. You see the 43 right now. The fastest driver out on track right now. At 43, Mark Roberg. You see him taking a spin down the grass here. Matt Metler filling in for the 10 machine. Will Manzar, remember, still recovering from his heart surgery, triple bypass surgery. So, I mean, that's just something in disbelief on its own. But hopefully Phil doing really good. Praying for him still up here in the HVTV booth. Everybody up here in iSNF is. And hopefully he can continue to build to be stronger. Maybe we'll see him sooner rather than later back up here in this colleague number 10 machine. But today, Matt Metler fills in his shoes. That 10 machine. James Bowles right behind in the 35. Back there in P9 in practice right now. Honestly, I'm not going to say that lap times mean a whole lot. It's Atlanta. It's a hybrid super speedway kind of thing. Where as the track ages, though, I will say that the handling and the way you take the track, the way you set up this track, it definitely does. It definitely has started to change and stuff like that, right? The handling definitely has started to be a factor in how you want to set up the car and everything else. But you see right there, Bob Wyckoff, top of the board once again at one of these super speedway practices. Justin Johnson back there in the 22 P2 practice. Nicholas Johnson, and then Mark Roberg. We talked about him early in that 43, and an at your top 4. Don Blazer actually just moved his way up inside the top 5. Apologize for the fog tonight. Obviously, it's kind of out of our doing, whether how the race looks. Obviously, so we're gonna try our best to see through the fog, see through the no obstructions here, but we will try our best to put on the best show for you guys at home. Obviously, the weather is something that's unpredictable here in these iRacing sessions, and try our best to make it look our best. Do a little 4-car pack here, the 17, the 22, 6, and 60. So 4 Fords right here. Only all three RFK cars actually, and the lone Penske car out here. You'll see right here, Justin Johnson. That's Don Blazer actually we're looking at. 59-year-old out of Syracuse. Making his 7th start in the iSNF Cup Series. Back there, P2 in practice. Justin Johnson, Georgia native. It says rookie, but I'm pretty sure this is his 2nd full-time season at 22. If not, it's his 3rd full-time season. I know he's been here a little bit longer than just a rookie. Back there, Chuck Cobb. I believe this is officially his rookie season here in that 6 RFK machine. And back there, the 60 of Jeff Weimer. One of the OGs here in the iSNF. Races in whatever series he kind of gets told to run in. He runs in the trucks. He's running in the Cup Series. He's ran Xfinity with me in the past when I used to be a driver here with iSNF. So just a trusted veteran that can have a bit of a temper. I'll say that, being completely transparent, but very respected here in the community here with this iSNF guys or gals, right? Whatever you want to say. but there are just over a minute and a half of practice left, and see these drivers practice these drafting and stuff. I don't think you'll see as many people practice pit road entrance because it's a little bit different, right? We'll see if we can maybe get like a turns 3 and 4 cam here. We'll see right here. Entry 3, that's where you're going to pit right there. See that right where that green light is that's where you pit down here at Echo Park or Atlanta, whatever you want to call it. And a little bit different, right? I feel like it's a little bit easier to come down pit road now. Back in the day, it used to be just like a normal 1.5 mile entry. You see that Ford machine. I know that's a Chevy, I believe, but or it used to be just like a normal 1.5 miles, and it was starting to cause some havoc from people not calling out stuff in real life, and it was causing wrecks and stuff. So NASCAR made the decision now you have to come down pit road here into turn 3 just to make things a little bit easier. So if you're pitting, you're well off the track before we get into the corner here. So see a huge pack of cars there passing by. See the 2 Penske cars in the back there. Cody Meadows, Justin Johnson put up there, but it's cool to see NASCAR making those changes there. Justin Johnson goes top of the board here in the last couple seconds. Cody Meadows, his teammate in that 12 machine, follow suit. 1P1-2 for the Penske team here in practice. That time's ticking down and ready to get into qualifying tonight for Atlanta. For Echo Park, my apologies. We're ready to go into qualifying. You have some drivers out on track now. These drivers have, I believe, laps, to come out here and make a lap. Cody Meadows out on track. Cody Meadows not having the season everybody expected him to. Obviously in his rookie season last season. Let's say rookie on the graphic. This is definitely his second season. Went to the championship for last season. And definitely has not had the pace that we expect, not only Cody to have, but this 12 car to have. But see him out here on his out lap, run this top lane. See him now come across the stripe to start his first time lap. I'm going to say that first lap's probably going to be the quickest here. We'll see if Cody, he'll go down there right now. Currently, Cody's P3 with that out lap. So he's going to do second lap, actually. So this is his second lap on track. Justin Barkley currently P. Full setting. Now Nicholas Johnson gets there. We're going to go ahead and pull up fastest drivers here. Cody Meadows, top of the board. 31.5, just 1/100ths faster than Angel Hernandez, who we haven't talked about all day. The 67 machine. Johnson out on track. Pull up this. Time is here. Maybe. Just call it by ear right now, as we might have to reset our overlays here before getting into the race. Currently, Thomas Flynn takes the pole there. Here it goes. The 31.25. So first through third is all separated by 2/100ths of a second. Justin out on his flyer lap here. Got the apron here. Across the stripe. Justin, P2, as he will tie his Penske teammate 31.50. Wow, what a coincidence there. Isaac Wilson coming back to the iSNF Cup Series for a couple of one-off starts here. The Washington native. Know that we know Isaac knows how to super speedway qualify. We'll see what he can do here at Atlanta. Emily Race moves herself up into a top 10 spot. Back there in P7. Will Austin moves his way up into the top 5 with a P4 qualifying lap. And now it's Angel, Chris Otto, Will Austin, all with the tied time. And then the top 3 only separated by 100th. I mean, these lap times are so close right now. Isaac across the line. E4 for 71 machine. That'll be a 3-way tie for P2. 31.50 for him as well. Jason Steptoe out on track. Making some laps. Like that, qualifying will be over. Thomas Flynn takes the pole. Got to restart our timing and scoring real quick. We'll continue to wait on reset your overlays real quick. I'm gonna go ahead and pull the thumb up so you guys don't see the ugly stuff in the background here. I think now we should be ready to get your starting lineup here presented by High Velocity TVs. We see most of your drivers out here ready to go. Go ahead and do it. Thomas Flynn will take your pull away with that 31.49. Justin Johnson in that P22. And that 22 machine will take P2. Cody Meadows in P3. Isaac Wilson P4. Rodney Robertson at 88 will be P5. Will Austin P6. Angel Hernandez in this 67 machine will take home that P7 spot in qualifying. Grisado P8. Emily Race P9. Scott Trusty in the 51 will round out your top 10. Justin Barkley and Mark Roberg top 12. Be back there in 13th. Kyle Williams in the 4 machine. Terrence Preston making his first start here in the 7 Spire machine. Jason Steptoe back there in P15. P16, Charles Roberson, that Joe Gibbs Toyota. Devin Trusty back there in P17. Nicholas Johnson, P18. James Bowles, P19. Craig Lautenschlager back there in P20 in the 77 machine. Blake Hollett in the 45, going to be that P21 car. Matt Medler, P22. John Hopley in the 36 will be P23, and David Anderson will be P24. 5 rear Ferris alongside Don Blazier in the 17 machine. Eric Jorgensen, Mike Iskandar rounding out that row. Jeff Weimer, Gabe Ledger rounds out the top 30. Alyssa Sharp at 31st. Frank DeAngelis back there in 32nd. All these guys back here did not set a qualifying time. Mark Gonzalez, Joey Maines, Larry Fairman, Chris Van Maastricht. Back there, Chuck Cobb, Steven Stewart, Brian Treadwell, and Bob Wyckoff out the field for tonight's race. While we get the opportunity to, let's go ahead and take a look at our gonna take a look at our championship points, but unfortunately, I think we have to reload the overlay, so it will not show for us. Once again, love to see it. See what it shows us here. And nothing. That is just SDK being SDK. So, I'll see if I can reload it maybe during the commercial break, and we'll talk about the points maybe a little bit later tonight. Some race info before we get started. 130 laps here from Echo Park Speedway with lap stages on. It's 40 and 60. I'm pretty sure that's going to be 40 and 80. 40 and 80, yes. So laps, stages on lap 40 and lap 80. 60% fuel, 4 extra sets of tires, so 5 total. And we do get 1 fast repair for tonight's race because it is a super speedway. I'm going to call it that. See. Thomas Flynn, Justin Johnson. Is that the pace car that's like the pace car smoking? Look at that. I don't know if that's the fog or if there's something, there's like a visual glitch on my end, but see, the pace car is actually smoking or like picking up something and laying it down. That was pretty wild to see. But talking about Atlanta, obviously this bottom lane is going to be pretty good. And the tire wear, yeah, you start to see the, yeah, that's just the cars picking up debris here and passing around because you see the 22 there of Justin Johnson. It looked like he was kind of smoking there as well, but no, that was just picking up the debris and the dirty stuff off the track, laying it down there. But Atlanta's not going to be a typical super speedway like you would see at a Daytona, right? It's a lot more handling based. You're going to see, I feel like this is the biggest penultimate of like teamwork. If you can get like, 2 teammates, even 3 teammates to get together and start to work together, this is where you're gonna dominate these types of races. Is like this handling style super speedway, right? You have to be communicative. You have to say, okay, like I'm tight. We got to lift, like check up, and all those kinds of different call outs. And be super exciting to see. Obviously, we have those 2 Penske machines pretty close to each other. And that's really about it. I mean, you have kind of 100 cars within like 7 or 8 cars of each other, but still they're a couple of rows apart from each other. So it's gonna be interesting to see how everything works out here in these first couple laps. Go look at your race's weather tonight. 65 degrees out on no air temperature, but you'll see 66 degrees there at track temp. So very cold track here to start tonight's race with the fog the way it is. Be interesting to see how these drivers navigate this virtual Echo Park Speedway. Do the pace car, take the hard left turn on the pit road. We're going to get ready to go. 134 laps here from Atlanta. We'll give Barney the flagman. He's going to take us to green here, as you'll see a Chevy forward front row as we're green here from Echo Park. It's already wrecking in the back. Knocks him away. Frank DeAngelis. Like, might have had an issue here. what happens back here to Frank. Obviously starting in the back on purpose, but the start of the race here. So a checkup on the top lane. Frank doesn't really anticipate it. See the 6 and the 47 spinning down there. So caution wave early here from Atlanta, Echo Park, whatever you want to call it. Justin Johnson takes the race lead away from Thomas Flynn. Like that. Already one caution down here. Something we didn't get to talk about here on the broadcast yet is this kind of under the yellow or under the red line rule here. Obviously, we saw in qualifying that drivers were cutting the apron there to get the best time. They were allowed to do that, but here at Atlanta, it is not allowed. Have to stay above that red line unless you know it's something chaotic here to maybe avoid a wreck or something like that. Just like every other super speedway. That's gonna be interesting because they said like 2 tires can't go below. It's gonna be interesting to see, especially in a dog leg, because in the dog leg we'll see it come up to there. It gets pretty tight, especially when you're 2 wide, and especially towards the end if they decide to go 3 wide. I'm gonna be interested to see like how they officiate that, because at least here, at least as a driver in the past, I have dipped my tires just underneath the tri-oval just to give space, right? Um, I know there's been some controversial calls almost because some drivers were dipping their tires underneath to you know potentially give themselves an advantage. So it's gonna be interesting. We'll go on board with actually Justin Johnson here, and he'll show you. Eventually, you see him saving fuel. See, there's just like a hard, the dog leg. It's not smooth. You see, it's like a sharp corner here. You look at the red line there, and that's usually where some drivers get in trouble. I've admittedly done it every year. I've raced here at Echo Park. Is you just put those tires just a little bit underneath them, just to give room, so you're not putting yourself in a spot to get wrecked on that bottom lane. But you should to see how they officiate that throughout the race, or even post-race. Hey, Justin Johnson will pick the top. You know why? That Penske teammate of Cody Meadows is right behind him. Probably hear a countdown to get that top lane rolling here on this restart. We'll see that pace car take a hard left turn down pit side. We're getting ready to go green once again here to start lap 5. Obviously, we had that restart, restart, or whatever you want to call it, caution between the 47 and the 8. And it shook some things up, but this time it's going to be Justin Johnson at the point. Still a Ford Chevy front row as we'll get ready to go green here from Atlanta. Like I said, teammate restart, they're going to get a huge jump here. They'll be able to do whatever they need to. Get down. Whatever they need to. See those two Penske Fords out in front. Will Austin in the 3 back there. First Chevy right now, but you see the top lane led by the 9 of Chris Otto. Help from the 62. That is Barkley. Justin Barkley coming back to the Cup Series. Really cool to see him back. Going to work with that 9 of Chris Otto. Still see the top lane in its hardest. Some Cody Miles fans in chat. See that number 12 machine right there, P3, P4-ish. Kind of pushes Penske teammate up to the lead. No, Cody's a good super speedway racer, so to work with that 22. Give himself a good shot here. Now Cody's in the best spot to choose his destinies. They're going to catch the 21. They're going to split her middle through. That's Rhea Ferris. Man, that's a scary spot to be there. I checked up that bottom lane a lot. Here comes the Toyotas. Here comes those two Chevys of Otto and Barkley. Take the point here. So, you know, I have Chris Otto, Justin Barkley, and Angel Hernandez. It's going to be interesting to get used to him being in that 67 machine. You see now those two Penske machines jumping up to the top lane. They're going to try to lead this top. He's not being able to get to the back end of that 22. That's going to allow bottom lane to continue to surge forward. That top lane continuing to fall back. Oh, the 77. Was that the 71? Isaac Wilson was putting that 22 up in an outside wall. At 88 now. Rodney Roberts going to jump up in front of these two. Got to get this top lane to something. You see right there, I mean, these two are basically triple tandeming and still nothing happened with it. It's just that top lane needs a lot of help to get moving here. You're probably going to see these Penske cars to fall back, so some help can get brought to them. See the 22 drop down, leaving out his teammate. Justin said, hey, sorry, but nothing's happening. Hopefully we get linked back together sooner or later. But I gotta quit. I gotta manage the bleeding here. Cody Meadows will continue to fall through the field. He cannot find a hole to get back down there on that bottom lane. There on the pylon already, some drivers out early of this race. Thank the Angels, Matt Metler, Chris Van Maastricht. At least that's what timing and scoring is telling me, out early from the Elliott 200. Glad to see this single file start to pan out here. Need a couple cars now. Trying to pull out a line here, trying to make something happen. Lee Reyes, that's Rodney Roberts at 88. Single file. I wanted to see the comers and goers here. Like Justin Barkley up 9 spots from where he started. Currently in that P2 spot. Currently not the biggest mover, but not biggest mover award goes to Bob Wyckoff for this 41 back here in this Haas factory team. Bob sitting back here in P24. Riding around for now, can see but the potential impending danger. Sit back here and gotta bide this time for a little bit. You're actually starting to see this little group of cars back here. What is this? The 4 car. Kyle Williams. They're starting to leave the rest of the field here. Just a little bit. See if that lap car, I believe that's the 6th that's a lap down. Yeah, Chuck Cobb, we'll see if he can catch back up. They will. Now, for some reason, the Ford chooses to pick the top. It's going to slow down both lanes. You're going to have to try to get back down here. 6 will let him do it. You see Justin being a little impatient. Looks like he wants to get around this lap car. Chuck was not doing it for him. But dude, I got to get around. And we almost lost the draft once. I don't want to do that again. Justin will go back up here inside this lead pack. Once again, once they go side by side right there, see this lead pack start to pull away a little bit. As soon as they get single file back out, it looks like these, that backpack can run back down the front field here for the most part. Be a big run out of the 19. Your race will try to drop back down. Back up to the front, Chris Otto. He needs the lead here. Otto, 1 win under his belt in his 50 starts. So happy 50 starts here for the 9 machine. Not the 9 machine, but how about the Chris Otto? Obviously, his 9 car has been in the Cup Series for a long, long time. So Otto doing a good job leading this field here. Got a good Chevy teammate in Barkley, doing his job, keeping his 9 out front, and then Angel Hernandez back here. Watch out for this 67 machine. He's sneaky, right? He'll put himself in a spot to go out here and race for stage points. He won't be the flashiest driver here at these super speedways, but he'll somehow make his way to the front exactly when he needs to. You see right here, all you need to see. 16-time winner, 3-time champ. And really anything you can do in here in the iSNF Cup Series he has. So besides maybe these winning some of these marquee crown jewel events. We're approaching this stage caution here. think it's going to be 13 to go here when we cross the line here in stage 1. Everybody continues to run single file here. Isaac Wilson made just continue to stay up inside this top 6 pack, right? Obviously started back there, up there in P4. Back down to P6, but that market. Oh, who is in the 2 machine right there? Oh, wow, that is, Mark Gonzalez. Mark's a lap down, I believe, yeah. Somehow he went a lap down here in this whole shabacle. I think he's got a little bit of damage. I think Mark was one of the ones who got caught up in that initial first wreck here. Maybe he went a lap down trying to fix damage or something. But right now the only car lap down, so that's good. As long as he keeps his nose clean here, it looks like everybody's kind of content running where they are for the time being. I don't know how that's going to work once we, start to tick down the laps here in stage 1. But right now just needs to continue to sit here, and hopefully he'll get this lucky dog here once we get the stage caution. Cody Meadows, here we go, the 23. The 45. We look back. And there's 2 separate packs now. Got Trusty. About 2.5 seconds back. You can barely see them in the camera shot back there. Has lost his front pack. So you see the 2 quick work cars. Actually, the 2 brothers, Scott and Devin Trusty. And then you see Greg Lautenschlager, Gabe Ledger, Larry Fairman. A lot of cars back here. Alyssa Sharp is back here as well. A lot of fast drivers. Hot back here. Nothing that they could really do. Joey Maines is back here. Steven Sear. Ralph back here in their second pack. Not really catching that front pack. So obviously that front pack's pretty organized. We'll see. I believe they're all still single file up here. And we do have some side-by-side racing back here. Isaac Wilson jumps out of line as well as Mark Gonzalez. I think that's a good move by Mark in the 2. He knows as long as he stays out of the way here, he will get the lucky dog. I'm going to back out of this fight just in case there is a caution that comes out in these last 5 laps, as they battle, for track position here to get some stage points. Mark says, hey, I'm just going to back off here, let you guys race it out. Mark, don't lose the draft, though. I think he knows what he's doing, but be careful there, because there's something going on in the back. 34. Larry Fairman all sort of upset here. Like he's got some damage. He's gonna save it, but he will lose even the second pack here. Luckily he gets a caution here the next few laps. We'll go back up here to the battle for the lead. Top lane is starting to get some drivers now as we continue to pick down until the end of stage 1. Or Kyle Williams leading that charge. See Justin Barkley, Angel Hernandez, 2 part-time cars. Jumping down the line. Oh, it was almost a bad push to the 62. Angel has to back out of it. I'll check up that top line. Now you're going to see 3 wide here with that 3rd lane. Justin Johnson, Kyle Williams. Now Kyle gets left out to dry. Coming 2 to go here. They're trying to do everything to get these stage points. Like Rhea Ferris had a mistake here. See her slow down on the apron. Not the race she wanted to have. Winning in 1 and 2. For the final time in stage 1. Chris Otto with a good shove out of that 3 machine. Will Austin tried to shove that 9 out in front. Have a run off the top side. And we're going to try to put the bumper in the 62. Going to be a photo finish for stage 1. They're going to wreck for it. Huge wreck in the back. Oh, man. And that's only for stage 1, guys. Obviously, you guys got the fast repairs. We're right on board with Angel Hernandez. See what he saw in this whole situation. He just gets hooked by the 40, the 24. 24 gets hooked by someone else. A big wreck here to end stage 2. End stage 1, my apologies. Angel, broken left rear. Trying to limp it back. Fortunate for that driver. We're going to take a quick commercial break. We're in stage 1, get our overlays reset here. We'll get ready for the rest of the race here for stage 2. So we'll be right back after a quick commercial break. Welcome you back to Echo Park Speedway. Here for round 6 of the iSNF playoffs, we saw Chris Otto win stage 1 here from tonight. Angel Hernandez's night continues to spiral here. We'll try to find the 67 here. Still trying to limp this thing into the pit road. What a shame. Back up front, we have a little bit of a change in pace. It looks like we'll see the 2. Mark Gonzalez, he'll get the lucky dog here. Do that to get back on the lead lap. So, fight not over for this number 2 machine, Mark Gonzalez. We know. I mean, that was probably the best thing he could have done. He laid back, played it smart, tried to get to the stage, and they saw, like, if he stayed in that pack, he was probably caught up in that wreck. So, a little bit of right front damage still on that 2 machine, but nothing that should hurt it that much. Catches up to the back end of the field here. Chris Otto. Some Barkley back here 1-2 once again. The one to go this time. You're ready to go green one more time here to start stage 2. Here's Chevy front row. Chevy Ford rounds out the fast forwards. You'll see once again the pace car take a hard left turn on the pit road. Be the 9 and the 62. Team Hendrick versus Team Beard Motorsports. As the 9 gets a good jump here on the start. Really good jump out of 9, but they did get out too far. You got here Isaac with a huge run on this 9. Will he take the move? He'll sit back there and push out that 9 out in front. There you'll see Justin Johnson back out. Sit back there in that P3 row. And that 62 just got left out to dry, man. And Chris Otto continues to lead here. Once again, get back to single file here from Atlanta. Everybody trying to just mind their P's and Q's for the most part. To the Gabe Ledger, the first car jumping out of line. And will continue to come out here and lead laps. Kind of just looked really good all race. I mean, obviously, you know, the fact that everybody's content sitting single file really does make Chris look a lot better. But he's put himself in the spot to lead every race, every lap. Well, not every lap, but most of the laps here. Bunny Meadows has done a really good job working his way back up to the front. But got shuffled out there in the middle of stage 1. He's sitting back there in that P4 position. Still single file. Everybody, I mean, I'm very surprised. I mean, this is iSNF. Cody's gonna have to lift there. Either let the 23 in or dump him. Basically, the 23, Jason Steptoe, jumped out of line there. Cody tried to take the spot. Ended up lifting to let him back in. That could have been really spicy there. That 23 keeps leaving the space. Cody's going to take it. Sooner or later, it's there he goes. Now, wow. Justin Johnson gets shuffled out. No, Angel will lift for him. I don't know what we're doing up here at the front. Shuffling people out, it looks like. The 23 gets shuffled out. Like maybe the 77 looks like who that is. It's shuffled out as well. Saw a couple. We saw double wide for a couple, but a lap or two. Back to single file. See the 23. Steptoe, the only person who's out here. He's going to get help from his 2311 teammate, Blake Elliott. But besides that, everybody else single file. Stand where they are for now. You see these two 2311 machines plummet to the back here unless they can find a hole somewhere in the pack. Quiet day for Nicholas Johnson. He's sitting up here inside the top 6. We had a fast race car at Richmond last week. Well, not last week, but in week 5. And unfortunately got into some, made some contact with the 88 of Gavin Austin. Now, some people said it was on the 20. Some people said it was on the 88. It's not my place to say who's at fault there last week, but obviously it definitely affected the 20 more than it did the 88 last week. See him now making a move on the inside of the 4. Kyle Williams gave up that bottom lane just enough when he will squeeze his nose in there, and that 4 car will probably get shuffled to the back down. I'm trying to see whether so Spire still is aligned with the Hendrick camp, so that's probably why you see the 71 continuing just to push this 9 out. So Isaac Wilson, Chris Otto continuing to lead the pack here. You see now, oh, as you see, Wreck in the back. Wreck it in the back. The ton of cars tore up here. Larry Fairman, the 16. Looks like that is the 3. Apologize for the blinking, but once again, with 40 plus cars out on the track, really demanding on any computer. So, only so much we can do up here in the broadcast booth with. And when you have 40 cars generating smoke and stuff like that, it tends to blink a little bit here, especially on these super speedways. See Will Austin completely destroyed here. He'll have to use that fast repair around the halfway point here. Like he'll be able to limp it back to pit road, but so much damage on that 3 machine. Charles Roberson with some damage. Big pile up there. Halfway through stage 2. Fortunately, we're not going to be able to go back and look and see what happened or who caused that, unfortunately, with the blinking. But saw a lot of cars tore up. Apologize for that. If I can troubleshoot some ways to better the FPS, better just the quality of the show for you guys at home. See, that's on the pace car go off this time. Chevy dominance continues to prevail here. So we'll still see a Chevy for 71. Isaac Wilson will be on the bottom. The 9 of Chris Otto. Continuing the lead laps here. We get the one to go this time. You'll have those 2 Chevy aligned cars on the front row, and you'll see the 2 Penske Fords. They're rounding out row 2. Nicholas Johnson alongside Justin Barkley, row 3. 8, Gabe Ledger, the 77. Greg Lautenschlager back there running out that row 4. Running out the top 10. Bob Wyckoff and Terrence Preston in that Spire machine. We got all 3 Spire cars up here in the top 10. Good work by them. The space car will once again take a hard left turn down Pit Road, and we'll get ready to start. Second half of stage 2. The 9, Chris Otto leads us back to green. By the 9 and the 12 there. Field according to, I think, caution out. And yes, caution will wave. Like further out, down in the back here. Angel Hernandez caught up in another one, it looks like, potentially. Where's that back there? Someone completely runs over the 2. Gonzalez here. Glad these guys know where to go. Looks like a Rick Ware machine. I can't be sure. But lucky break for the 24. Thomas Flynn, we saw him get kind of lapped there. He was coming out of Perry Road as they went green. I think he will get the lucky dog, I believe. He will. He'll go get his lap back. Which up to the back end of the base car. The 65 laps complete. Eclipse the halfway point here at Atlanta. You've seen the day turn to night. Now we have the lights on here from Echo Park. Lights will turn on the track, but the lights will turn off on the pace car. We'll be going 1 to green this time by. This time we'll have a Chevy Ford front row as the two Penske Fords will spearhead that top side. We'll have the two Spire Hendrick Alliance cars down there on the bottom. Another Chevy behind him, and Justin Barkley's made his way back up there, and another Chevy. Chevy is going to round out that bottom lane all the way back to the top 10. We'll have a mix-up here on the top. Ford, Toyota, Chevy. Those first 4 rows on top. Back to go inside the Echo Park restart zone. 9 will lead us back to green once again. Immediately that outside gets so help. It's going to be those two Penske Fords trying to push their way up to the front. Cody's going to clear. Get up. Yeah, if I'm Cody, I get up and try to help my teammate here. Looks like Justin, being a good teammate he is, gets Cody to the lead. Going to drop back. Remember, Cody needs a good points finish here. He needs a good finish in general. He's a good stage win. Oh, it's a 22 with a huge block in the back. The 22 going to go around? He will. It all started with this 22. Putting on big blocks back here on this top lane. I don't know if he gets hit or what happens here. Hard to see. You'll see him get spun out here. Up in an outside wall. Nowhere to go for a lot of these other drivers. Once again, I mean, Atlanta is just such a tight track compared to all the other super speedways we go to. The 43 Rover get hooked there by the 88. The 54 Alyssa Sharp trying to just bully her way through the wreck there. A lot of guys just kind of like self-spinning down on the apron. It's hard to keep the car down there, but at Koshwale once again, 22. Ooh, Angel just barely gets into it. Like his teammate Mark Gonzalez also involved. Oh, well, we get the opportunity to. Now we can show our points for going into Echo Park. The Thomas Flynn leading the points here. Charles Robertson close back there in P2. 2 points behind. Justin Johnson, we just got caught up in that wreck. At about 10 points back. Mark Gonzalez, his teammate, shot up through the points there with that win at Richmond last week. Chris Otto, James Johnson, Jeff Weimer, Parker Strandrent, James Bowles, Steven Sear, William Austin, Gabe Ledger, Frank DeAngelis back there in P13, Rhea Ferris 14th, Chris Van Maastricht P15, 16th will go to Jason Steptoe. Christopher Bishop, P18. Mark Roberg. I was at the big 18 there. Be back there, all the way back there. P27. Cody Meadows, your race leader. A good race tonight to try to, move his way up to the points here to qualify himself for the chase. And now, not the season we expected out of this 11 machine. See him double fouled while we were talking about points. Pace car will take a hard left turn. Cody Meadows on that top lane. Help him to 62 will lead us back to green. Cody will get down on the bottom, I presume. 62 will jump back in line. Versado will do a good job pushing this 12 out. Now we're getting down to the nitty gritty, right? We're within 2 laps of it being official if we get a caution again. They're going to be drivers that are going to be aggressive. Make some spots up to try to get up to the front. On the lap 75, you will be 5 laps away from your stage caution. A lap 76. 4 to go here in stage 2. Single file throughout the pack. We'll make the move first to try to get around maybe these front 2. Like Chris Otto right now, content sitting where he is right now. Get ready to go. 3 to go. No file. But for the first 15 cars here, but we go 2 to go. Who's going to pull out? Going to try to make a move. We approach the white flag lap at stage 2. Something's got to give here. $62 will pull out a line. He comes to 77. The 9 pull out last second. They're trying to make a move here. He will. Drag race to the finish. Side by side for the stage. Give it to the Chris Otto. Gonna steal the stage. Cody Miles with a P2 in stage 2. Good points finish. Be hard to see who gets it, but it looks like Otto, Meadows, Johnson, Barkley, Ottenschlatter maybe? No. But Isaac Wilson. Looks like we'll get P4. They don't come down pit side here. We're going to go ahead and take a quick commercial break as we end stage 2.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
We welcome you back to Echo Park Speedway. We just saw Chris Otto sweep the stages here from Echo Park. What a job by that 9 machine. All race long to put himself in the spot, right? To go out here and get some good stage points. Obviously, Chris has been a phenomenal speedway racer in the past, and he's showing it off tonight. Sweeps to stage 1 and 2. Can he go for the 3-peat and win here at Atlanta or Echo Park? We have a little switch up here, up front. Devin Trusty in this 15 and John Hopley in the 36 filling in part-time here for front row. I believe. Going to be on the front row here. For Chris Otto, Cody Meadows will actually be back there in the second row. Chris Otto back there, Cody Meadows. Junior native. He'll have his the 51 teammate of that 15 up there, right up there. Maybe he could try to work with his teammate to keep him up front. It'd be interesting to see what these two Rick Ware machines can do. He lights off on the pace car. He'll take that hard left turn down pit road. We'll get ready. Start stage 3. The 36 and the 15. Technically 2 forward front row. As we're back green here from Echo Park. Ooh, you see the 9 jump down there. He's going to leave that 15 out to dry. What does Devin do? Does Scott leave him room here? Looks like he's trying to check up to give that 15 a spot. He will. And unfortunately, the 62 is going to pay for that. Justin Barkley. We'll go ahead and take it back and see what happened here. See a checkup right here. 22 gets to the back of the 62, and that's just from the 15. Basically, brake checking that bottom lane to try to let his teammate in. Fortunately, that's probably the end of the night for the 62 machine. See him now, Parasite. We'll go back up here to the lead. You know, John Hopley. And manufacturer teammate there, Cody Meadows up there in P2. We'll see Chris Otto back there in the P3 position. We've seen Chris Otto be dominant all race long here. Still positioning himself in a good spot to win this race. Remember here with stage 3. As we get a bunch of cautions here, which I don't see happening. We've only had a couple of cautions. And they've all been either on a restart or going to a stage, right? For the most part. And I imagine we'll probably stay green here for the most part. We will have to see green flag pit stops. So it's going to be interesting to see what the strategy is going to be like for these drivers to when they want to come down, who they're going to come down with, and whether they can, you know, do in a fashionably manner and get linked back together to come out of pit road here. Remember, Atlanta is so much different than any other super speedway that we go to on the schedule when it comes to pit entry, right? Talked a little bit about it in the pre-race. We'll pan over to it right now while we have the opportunity to. See this right here, where that green light is. That is where they're going to pit. And they're going to have to get down to speed. They cannot go over this white line. Not the dotted line, but this white line right next to the apron here. They cannot go about it. They cannot go above it. But look at the black flag. Look at a really cool flyby here. It'll be interesting to see where people want to go. You see single file for the first front 4 rows, but here comes Joey Maines. Here comes Craig Lockenslaughter. 2 Chevys. Now here comes Chris Otto. The Chevy's getting formed up here on the top side. Chris will drop down to the bottom here. John Hopley continues the lead. I believe this will probably be some of his first laps of the season. Well, now 36 up front. But the issue with this 36 is he last pit looks like on lap 59. So he's got a lot less fuel in the tank than the rest of this field here. So if it goes green here, he's going to probably have to pit by himself. Most likely. I mean, we're technically in the fuel range now, so actually probably not. And we went 40 laps with both those stages. I mean, technically we did, yeah, actually we did go 40 laps. Technically, in that first stage, we did have a couple of laps that we could save from that, you know, initial start wreck with Frank DeAngelis and the aid of Gabe Ledger. But oh, caution is out. James Bulls. Oh man. Try to decipher the best we can here. I think maybe off the bumper the 11. In the 19 Like the 21 also makes some contact there, but really hard to tell here with the blinking. We're waiting on the pace car here. Oh, we see some wrecking in the back there. That looks like the 17 machine. Don Blazer making some contact with the outside wall. And now everybody's going to come down pit side here. We should be good to make it on fuel for the rest of the way. The lucky break for John Hopley. Some guys stay out. You see the 62. And get his wave around. Well, it's the 2 of Mark Gonzalez. Yeah, Ferry stays out. Get the 4 of Kyle Williams. The 19 of Emily Urias also stays out. Like those guys will try to get the wave and try to make something happen here in these last 35 laps. Two only for a lot of these drivers. Chris Otto, Gabe Ledger, John Hopley wins the race off pit road. 77-22-12. See the rest of the field coming off pit road. Chris Otto's been dominant all race. Even talk to him. See if we can keep him up here. TV booth. Hey Chris, it's Christian up here in the HVTV booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir. How's it going?
Well, you've been borderline dominant all race tonight here from Echo Park, winning both stages, and even after some pit strategies, going to put yourself up here inside. Looks like maybe the leader again, maybe depending on how things shake up here. What has it been that you've been able to do to keep yourself up front? What's it going to take to potentially put this line in victory lane tonight?
Yeah, I just got a good push from the 62 early in the race, put me in the lead, and that was really all it was, just keeping my track position. I'm just going to need a little luck here to keep me clean and green, and hopefully we can be in position to win the race here at the end of 130.
Well, we've seen some cautions here. Do you think you being up front has helped you keep that nose clean? Obviously, you still have that fasty in the tool belt to get you to the end here.
Yeah, last year when we ran this race here, I didn't qualify very well, and early on I got taken out just by some stupid driving at the back, so I was glad to qualify up in the top 10, and then, like I said, got a good push, getting to the lead, and I think that's a big reason as to why I'm still up here.
Well, getting ready to go green here, leading that outside lane. Good luck, Chris, and hopefully we can talk to you later, maybe in victory lane.
Appreciate it, Christian.
Chris Otto, the driver of the number 9, Hendrick Motorsports Napa machine. He's going to spearhead that front row, but he's going to have 2 Fords behind him, going to be hungry for a win. So Kyle Williams stays out here. He'll lead us to green. Get a 9 on the outside. We're back green here. 35 laps to go here from Atlanta. Immediately you see that 9 drop down. Put himself in that P2 position. Cody Meadows left that 36 out to dry. That's a manufacturer team in, if you want to call it that. See those 2 Penske cars lined up. Kyle Williams leads. Chris Otto back there in P2. Gabe Ledger, Nate. What a rebound for him. Remember, got caught up on the first lap. Got caught up with Frank DeAngelis. Look at him up inside the top 3. And now that you don't have to pit, I mean, you can really be as aggressive as you want to get up to the front. No fuel saving, no nothing. The only thing you really need to save is your car, right? Put yourself in a spot to get wrecked, but as I say that, wrecking in the back, caution will wave. Like Eric Jorgensen potentially involved in this. Looks like that's the 45. And man, a big one in the back here. Rhea Ferris caught up in this. See what happened maybe from her point of view. There's nowhere to go for the 21, and unfortunately still the blinking continues here from Atlanta. Kyle Williams is going to have to surrender this lead and not make it on fuel here. Last pitted on lap 80. We'll let a couple laps. We'll get the bonus points for leading the lap. But he'll surrender the race lead back over to Chris Otto. In a 19 Emily race. Gonna get the lucky dog here. Bring her back a little bit closer to being able to race for a good position here. Go ahead and talk to Cody Meadows. Hey Cody, Christian up here in HVTV booth. Got a copy?
Yes, sir.
All up here inside the top 4. Obviously some calamity throughout the race here between you and this whole really Penske organization. What you got? Teammate back there in that 22. And what's the plan here to maybe get up towards the front?
Don't lift until you see God or a checkered flag at this point. But yeah, just try to really keep out of all the wrecks and junk that's been going on. It's been scary. I'm still a little annoyed at how the stage ended. I mean, I'm happy with the second, but still knowing I was that close. And I need every point I can get at this point. This far into the season, it just has not went in my favor. So just tuck in, head down, and pray for the best.
Obviously, you have the 22 behind you, and it seems like anytime you and Justin are working together, for the most part, you guys both kind of move up to the front. You think that's just because, you know, you guys have raced for each other with now a whole season under your belt, and you guys just kind of know how you two race?
I mean, yeah, that. I mean, we could trust each other. I mean, there's some that you really can't push versus others, but yeah, that and being teammates, that's also another factor. So really going in Team Penske for the win, hopefully.
We'll see what we can do here, but good luck at the rest of the race. Thank you for talking to us up here in the booth, and wish you good luck.
All right, 10-4, bud. Thank you.
Cody Meadows there in that P12, in that 12 car, not in P12, but in that outside row, second place right behind the 9 of Chris Otto. Now only 25 cars on the lead lap. Remember, we started with 40 cars, so we've already lost 15. Not completely, but 15 on the lead lap here. So as we continue to go down, those lead lap cars will probably start to dwindle as, I mean, we have to have another wreck or two before the race is over with everybody. After the aggressiveness has to pick up. They're not going to run single file for the rest of the race here. So I'm just going to have to give here. You'll see the 9 and the 8, two Chevys front row. We get ready to go back inside the Echo Park restart zone. It's going to be Chris Otto, Gabe Ledger on that front row. Another good jump out of that top lane, but unfortunately, oh, actually, Cody Meadows does clear there. Wow, what a move. That's going to be goals reversed from that stage 2 incident where Cody was in front and then pushed by the 9. Now it's the 9 out in front, pushed by the 12. That single file train start to become the norm once again here from Echo Park. Just everybody trying to figure it out here. Already a second pack forming here as Emily Reyes try to spearhead the second pack, try to catch back up. Thomas Flynn, Steven Sear, Rhea Ferris, looks like Charles Roberson. 16 of Jorgensen. This 67 back there, that's Angel Hernandez. Lost this lead pack already. They're wrecking in it right there. Once again, wrecking again. On Blazer potentially caught up in this. So this is way ahead of him. Like that's the 60. Jeff Weimer, the 36 looks like involved as well. Another caution here from Echo Park. Once again, we do apologize about the blink, but like I said, when you have, looks like we still have, let's see, 30 cars on track. It's just really hard for the system to keep up with everything and all that. We do apologize for the blink. I know it's pretty jarring as a viewer to probably see that, but something we're building for the future of the channels to maybe get some better parts in this PC, so that kind of stuff doesn't happen anymore. So we really appreciate everybody who supported us through this whole journey with High Velocity TV. We just hit our 1 year anniversary for our first broadcast here on the network. Super grateful for all the opportunities and all the partners we have here on the network. It's super cool to see how far we've gone in just 1 year. So 24 to go here from Echo Park. time. We see the white, the one in green. Cody Meadows on the top. We'll see Chris Otto on the bottom right there. Hugo Ferris in that 4-shot trying to limp that 21 into something here. We are already laps down here, but still sitting P26, so get a couple other big ones that might take some guys out and maybe get a top 20 out of that 21 machine. Have to see here in these next 23, 22 laps. We'll see the 9 and the 12. Chevy forward front row. Chevy lockout for that fast four. The Chevy Toyota row on that through 5th and 6th. We'll get ready to go. We're approaching that 20 lap mark as the 9. Chris Otto gets us back into the Echo Park restart zone. The lead is back to green. We go jump out of the 9. The 12 will clear. Double the 77. Almost a bad push of that 12 machine, but Cody Meadows will go back to that P2 position. Now top lane once again dying here early on the restart. The 43 of Mark Roberg on the top side there. The 23. Jason Steptoe. Like that's the 20 of Nicholas Johnson as well, trying to make that top side work. Emily Reyes up there in that 3rd lane as well. We approach now that 20 lap mark. 20 to go here from Atlanta. This auto continues to dominate here from Echo Park. Putting himself in a great spot throughout the whole race to by far lead the most laps. No one is going to touch him in laps led tonight. We approach here, under 20 to go. Some lap cars in the four shot there. How are these guys going to navigate the lap traffic? 16 of Jorgensen. That looks like the one of Mike Iskandar. Lap cars will choose the top lane here. Not going to really affect this top 5. It will affect the guys right there. They're going to have to split them 3 wide here further on back. Dicey raced it back behind this top 5. You can just see how much side-by-side racing just really hurts this line. You see the 88 blinking, getting out of the line. Ooh, the 71 gets a shot from the 23 there. Drop back down the line. Further on back up here. 77 is methodically worked his way up to the front here. I mean, when it counts most, 16 to go. I haven't heard a lot from the 77 this race. I was up here in this podium spot. Like one of the other drivers who made it in the championship for last season. Could not seal the deal though. An uncharacteristic season for the 77 this year as well for season 11. That 12 and that 77 just have not had the best season so far. Up here at the end, when it matters, had to turn their season around. Top line starting to resurge here as a caution will wave. Wreck it in the back. That looks like the one of Mike Iskandar. Joey Maines also supposedly caught up in this wreck. Oh, man. Huge hit for this 48 machine. Go back here to our blimp cam. Chopper cam gonna get a good view of it. We'll go up to the Goodyear blimp. 36 off the wall. Hits that right front of the 48 and it's gonna spin him around. Hook. Not hook the 77. 7, I mean. But he will nowhere to go for the 41. Bob Wyckoff. I think the one of Mike just self spins here. Yeah, self spins on the apron. KO's outside wall. So tough break for the one, tough break for the 48. Really, Joey did nothing wrong there. The way that these next shins work a lot is if you make contact with that right front, it will just yank the car to the left. Fortunately, that's what happened to the 48. That 36 pulled it off the wall. Made contact with that right front tire. Fortunately, the 48 went around there. So 12 to go from Echo Park. Appreciate everybody coming out and watching the stream tonight. A lot of Cody Meadows fans in chat. Love to see that. He sits there in that P2 position. 60 strong watching the broadcast tonight. We appreciate all the love and support, guys. If you don't mind dropping a like on the broadcast and sharing with friends and family, we'd really appreciate it. We're approaching our mark now. 10 to go here. Mondo Club. Unfortunately, under caution, we'll be go agreed with 9 to go. Oh, actually, we will be go agreed with 10 to go. My apologies. We'll get ready to go. 10 to go here. It'll be the 9 and the 12. Who've been up front this last half of the race here. Gonna duel it out for this win. Who's gonna surprise us, baby, right? Maybe the 71, maybe that 51 back there of Trusty. Go up there and get it done. Never know. Anything can happen here in these last 10 laps, especially here at Echo Park. But you'll see the pace car once again take a hard left turn on the pit road. In the 9 and the 12. Chevy forward front row. Get ready to go back into the Echo Park restart zone. We're green here. With 10 to go. A better jump from that outside lane. Gonna need some help though. There it is. 8. Gabe Ledger gonna drop down in front. Gonna leave that 12 out to dry. And need some help. It looks like the 20 of Nicholas Johnson to pick up that 12 machine. That's always been the downside of starting up on that top lane. No one wants to go with it for some odd reason this race. 12 will drop back to the back, but I'll allow Justin Johnson put himself in a spot here in this Penske organization. So you lose one Penske car, but you just gain another. Spire, 77 right there. Remember, Spire, Hendrick working together here in iSNF. You know, they're going to be in cahoots of what to do here. Bringing the Spire. Here comes that Spire 71. Trying to lead that top lane. That's Isaac Wilson. Oh, from Cody Meadows. Comes the 22. I figured the 22 was going to jump up since he's got the 12 right there to help him. What can this top lane do here with 7 to go? Oh, a huge push to the 22. Justin somehow saves it. They drop back in line now. It's going to be those two Penske's lined up and have to push the 71 out. No, the 22 drops back down. Nicholas Johnson to try to lead this top now. Oh, the 51 off the bumper of the 22. That's probably going to be big. Caution will wave, and yes, it's a big one from Echo Park. Knew we were going to see one of those. We're not even going to attempt to go back and look at that. A lot of cars involved in this one. I figured we were going to see one of those this race. Just a push gone wrong, and the 51 looks like overcorrected up the track, and took a bunch of cars out with them. We saw that happen last year here at Echo Park in real life with Denny Hamlin, I believe. Coming up the track, taking out a bunch of cars there. That was during the TNT bracket challenge. Remember, a lot of brackets got ruined there on week 1 there at Echo Park due to, you know, a lot of the race favorites like Denny, like Chase Elliott, I believe. A lot of cars. Kyle Larson, right? Round 1 exit there in the bracket challenge last year. So I think that was a similar wreck to what happened there last year at Echo Park. But somehow, some way, Justin Johnson is fine for the most part. Oh, well, maybe not. That right front is turning the wrong way on that 22 machine, so I guarantee you he's not pitting now, but with 4 to go, this will be probably a green light checkered, so potentially. I don't think this 22 would pit. I wouldn't pit if I was him. If the car drives like somewhat decent, gotta try to stick it out here, get a good finish. So for Chris Otto, I mean, I don't know what else to say, but doing a phenomenal job this race, getting stuff done, making sure that he's in the prime position to win a race here. But you're gonna get lined up 2 by 2 here. I believe this is a natural green-white checkered, so this will not count towards NASCAR overtime. Like they're on lap 127 here. It says 3 to go on the timer, but I can see up here in the timer scoring they're on lap 127. So this will be a natural green-white checkered here. Remember, we were running 130 laps here at Echo Park Speedway. Chris Otto in this race in an exclamation point after sweeping the stages. Can the 77 steal a win? Can the 8 officially take this win away from the 9? And maybe the 12 back there, Cody Meadows, he's been up front. Fortunately, I feel like this top lane is just at a disadvantage every restart. It's gonna be hard to keep the, especially with 3 to go. If you want to make this top work, everybody has to commit to the top up here. So we'll have to see the 9 to 77 Chevy lockout for that front row. Once again, Chris Otto leads us back to green. Hard to see the 12 bail out on this top lane. Greg gonna try to get down there, not clear. Somehow, they save it. And this is a big problem for these front 4 on the rear deck lid. They are way too far out in front. White flag in the air. Something's got to happen here. They're wrecking on back, I believe. We'll see if we could hold on to the race for the win here. Chris Otto with a huge gap to the car behind. Here comes Nicholas Johnson. Nicholas Johnson puts the bumper to the 9. The 9 will not win this race. Cody Meadows off the bumper of his teammate. Up into the outside wall. Nicholas Johnson's going to steal it here from Atlanta. Wow, what a finish. I wish we could have had better eyes on that, but win number 1 for this number 20 team. Win number 1 for Nicholas Johnson. And I want to go back and look at what happened to the 12 machine. That was a teammate. I want to see what happened between these two, because these two could have been communicating like, hey, let's get lined up here. It just looks like the 12 comes down. Well, it's almost like he's trying to follow. this 22, like this 20 down, right? Yeah, I mean the 12's coming down the track, the 22's there. That's just a really big lack of communication between those two. Tony Meadows comes home P12. Had a shot to win there at the end. Unfortunately, self clears off his teammate's nose. What a terrible set of events there. Nicholas Johnson burning it down here. Congratulations to the 20 team. Do your top 10 right there. Johnson, Nick Johnson, Justin Johnson. Thomas Flynn somehow comes home with a P3 finish. That's exactly what he needs to extend his points gap. Yeah, he had a terrible night. Somehow rebounded to a top 3. Terrence Preston in his first start will come home with a P4. Bullet, Otto, Roberg, Ria, Ria, not Ria, Emily Reyes, Joey Maines, Bob Wyckoff with the top 10. Good run for him. Somehow, Chris rebounds to a top 6 after that. No, Chris can't be happy with that number 20 machine right now, but that's just the way these super speedway races go. But we do have a race winner up here waiting on us on an interview, so let's go ahead and talk to the 20 of Nicholas Johnson. Hey, Nicholas, is Christian up here in the HVTV booth? You got a copy?
I'm here.
Well, win number one for you. I think you as a driver, and obviously win
Yeah,
number one here
yeah, it is.
in season 11. So first of all, congratulations on that. What a chaotic last
Thank you,
restart
thank
for
you.
you. But walk us through your race. Walk us through
Yeah.
those last couple of restarts. What was going through your head to get you up there?
Well, first what was it? Yeah, first stage I got wrecked across the line, so I used my faster pair, and then from there it was just fucking or sorry, no, sorry. It was just staying at the front for as long as possible, and then when I got like P4 stage 2, I got sent to the back because I had to do something real quick on a caution, and then from there I was just working my way back up and keeping it clean. And yeah, on that last caution there, I was second on the outside, and I didn't get a good restart, and I tried to push the 77 as best as I could, and then I got down on the bottom, and they started wrecking behind me, and I checked up, and I got a huge run on the 4 ahead of me, and the 22 let me go to his inside, so I took the run. I guess the 9 threw a late block, and I wasn't lifting at that point, and he ended up wrecking. So I'm sorry to him that his race ended like that. He got P6 though, but yeah, throwing a late light block like that in the last corner, I'm not lifting for that. But I'm super happy with my win, first win in the series. I'm happy I stayed up for this.
Obviously had a good car last week. Obviously a little bit controversial um, racing between you and 88, but coming home here winner tonight,
Hmm.
gotta feel special. Obviously, looking at the points, you were still, had a good points, looking good in the points tonight, but obviously won tonight. Definitely gonna
Hmm.
bump you up a couple spots here in the point standings.
Yeah, and the stages helped me a lot as well. I finished one of the stages, so I'm super happy with the win though. I did not think with 20 to go I was gonna be here, but it ended up working out.
Well, I mean, yeah, worked out for you at the end there. Obviously, that checkup really gave you an opportunity to get up there, get a good run, and obviously come home here.
Mm.
Across the board here from Echo Park. But so first of all, congratulations on that. And before we let you go, anybody you want to thank tonight for this win?
Uh, yeah, I guess my team owner Charles for letting me drive in his old 20, and Alyssa for spotting me there at the end. Other than that, I think I got nobody to shout out.
Obviously, yeah. I mean, Charles, it's a good teammates there. guiding you to the
Mhm.
race win there. But once again, congratulations, Nicholas, on here at Echo Park, and hopefully we can talk to you sooner or later down here, maybe in Victor Lane once again.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Nicholas Johnson at a 20 comes home P1. Still waiting on Justin Johnson here to go in the HVTV booth. Might be talking with Cody Meadows there. So Cody left the VC, so he will. I guess we'll go ahead and talk to P3. Thomas Flynn somehow comes home with a P3 finish tonight after a very eventful race. Yeah. Hey Thomas, is Christian up here in the HVTV booth? You got a copy?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Well, I would say a very eventful race for you tonight, Thomas, and that whole 24 team. Obviously, got caught up in a couple of wrecks. We saw you go a lap down and then get the lucky dog, get back on the lead lap, and then somehow we're up there racing for the win there at the end. Walk us through your race. Walk us through what got you up here into a P3 position.
Yeah, I don't know. It was crazy. Um, got wrecked at the line on stage one and was just trying to get as much damage fixed I can throughout the race, and ended up getting it fixed with I don't even know 20 laps left, I think, and I think I started in 15th on that last restart and just dodged bullets and found my way in third. So I don't really know what to say, but we'll take it, I guess.
Obviously, especially here at these super speedway style tracks, there's just the way the cookie crumbles. Sometimes you get around the wrecks at the right time, and then you're just there and racing for a win, and it's just kind of there in your lap. Unfortunately, you saw the 12 kind of come up and impede any run you would have had there, but still come on P3. And obviously, looking at you leading the points here, obviously a P3 finish definitely helps with that.
Yeah, we needed to get as many points as I could this race. Couldn't get up there and get any stage points, but obviously P3 is gonna help that. So looking forward to next week. Hopefully it's not something similar like this, but we'll see.
Obviously, hopefully, yeah, I agree. Hopefully, it's not as chaotic as a mile and a half super speedway, whatever you want to call it here, here in Echo Park. But once again, a great finish for you, great run for you after all the circumstances you had tonight. So congratulations on this podium finish. Before we let you go, is there anybody you want to thank tonight for your podium finish here at Atlanta?
Yeah, I shout out my teammates. Always fun racing with these guys every weekend, and looking forward to next week.
Well, we appreciate you talking with us up here in the HVTV booth. Have a good rest of the night, and we wish you good luck in the next week.
Thanks, Christian. Appreciate it.
Thomas Flynn at a 24. He'll come on P3, and we finally have your P2 finisher, Justin Johnson, up here in the 22. Hey, Justin, it's Christian up here in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I hear you.
Well, P2 finish comes up one spot short for you in this whole 22 team, but no, like we just talked to the 24 here. Very same thing with you. Very eventful race. Really from start to finish here. Got caught up in a couple of wrecks and somehow found your way up there racing for the lead there. Obviously, we saw that checkup and it just gave you guys that front and forward just a kind of a huge disadvantage there. And then unfortunately, and the nine got punted and it just gave you an opportunity to maybe race for the win there. But just walk us through your race and walk us through, especially those last couple of restarts.
I mean, yeah, from the start of the race, I think I started second. The plan was really to try to get out front with Cody and just control it. Obviously, it didn't go out that way. I ended up getting wrecked sometime in the second stage. I drew a bad block, and I think he came up and then he clipped me after, and gave my car about some 8-9 minutes of damage. I I don't know if you could see it, but my right front was not the way it was supposed to be, so the car was handling a little skeptically. But I just wanted to stay out there and try to get as many points as I could, and obviously it worked out with P2. Um, I'd be upset if you told me before the race that I only ended up in P2, but considering the race I had, as you said, really eventful, just with the damage and kind of getting it through the field, I'm okay with P2. It's all right race.
And we definitely saw your car there, and we specifically looked at your car because I was like, oh, it looked like it didn't have a lot of damage. We looked at different cameras, was like, oh yeah, that tire does not look right. But yeah, we definitely saw the right front literally cambered inwards instead of straight on when you guys were going down the backstretch there. But yeah, obviously working with your teammate there at the end. Unfortunately, Cody looked like self-cleared off your bumper there. It kind of gave you the spot, but still being able to, kind of drag race to the line there and get that P2 position.
Yeah, I feel bad for Cody. I really wish he could have got the P2. He's been having a rough season. I was fully just okay to take P3, but he just kind of came down and cleared me, cleared himself off of me, and he ended up with P12, which is unfortunate, but still a good day, I guess, for him regardless. His season's been sub 20th, so 12th place. That is still something to look forward to and some good momentum going into next week.
I definitely agree. Cody had a good run. Fortunately, made a mistake there at the end, but P12, you got to look. When you're that down, only way you can go up is up for that toll machine. But once again, Justin, congratulations to you and this whole 22 team on another P2 finish. We'll let you go. Everybody want to thank for this finish tonight?
Gonna go ahead and thank Cody. I mean, he was a great partner to work with. We got together a lot on those restarts when I was up there with him, and we did the best we could. Also, actually, want to give a shout out to the 43. He was really helpful as well. Definitely in the mid race when I had the bulk of the damage, and he was helping me out, keeping me on pace when we were all single file. So those two, definitely deserves a shout out from me.
Definitely, obviously the teammate. You got to shout out the teammates there, especially at these super speedways. I feel
Oh
bad for
yeah.
some of these guys without teammates, and they just kind of have to fend for themselves. So, but once again, Justin, congratulations on another P2 finish, and hopefully you can continue to build this momentum. Maybe we'll see you in victory lane next week.
All right. Yeah. Thank you.
Justin Johnson comes home P2, and man, yeah, I mean he said it right on the dot. Feel bad for Cody. Was in a spot to win, at least get a good finish at the very least. I don't know, could have got up to the 20, but fortunately self clears on Cody's nose. So it is what it is, I guess. We'll at, tw- at 12, we'll just have to move on. But I guess it's time to go and look at your unofficial race results for tonight's race. Go ahead and look at them real quick. And let's do it. Obviously, we talked to your top 3 finishers tonight. Nicholas Johnson, Justin Johnson, Thomas Flynn coming home 1, 2, 3. Terrence Preston in his first start here in the iSNF Cup Series comes home P4. Good debut for that 7 machine. Blake Holick comes home P5. Chris Otto P6 after getting thumped for the win there. Martin Roberg P7. Emily Reyes P8. Joey Maines P9. Jeff Weimer P10. Bob Bykoff will come home P11. Cody Meadows after crossing the stripe there. In third will come home P12. David Anderson in that 97 comes home P13. A good run for that 97 machine. Don Blazier, P14, Isaac Wilson, P15, Steven Sear, Craig Lautenschlager, and Gabe Ledger round out the 17th, 16th, 17th, 18th. You got there rounding out the top 20 will be Rhea Ferris, Scott Trusty, brother Devin, right behind him in 21st. Charles Roberson, P22, Jason Steptoe, Angel Hernandez, P23, P24 with those 2311 machines. John Hopley, P25, Larry Fairman, P26, Eric Jorgensen, Rodney Roberts, P27, and P28. See the rest of the field here. Mike Iskandar, Kyle Williams, Will Austin, Alyssa Sharp, Justin Barkley, Mark Gonzalez, James Bowles, Chuck Cobb, Brian Treadwell, Chris Van Maastricht, Frank DeAngelis, and Matt Medler out early here from Echo Park here for week 6. But for everybody here, a very interesting race tonight here from Atlanta, Echo Park, whatever you want to call it. Obviously, lots of cautions, but you expect that here at these super speedway style tracks. But look forward to next week as we continue to march off the schedule here. And yeah, it was definitely an interesting race to call. I definitely had fun up here in the booth calling the race here, especially at the end there. We do apologize for the blinking and everything else, but we do appreciate everybody coming out. Looks like we still have 56 strong here in the chat, so we all appreciate all the love and support here. Not only me, but everybody in the background here for High Velocity TV, working in the background, making sure everything's running properly for you guys. But so if you guys don't mind subscribing to the channel if you haven't, subscription would mean a lot here to the High Velocity TV channel as we're trying to grow and get our feet wet and everything else. We'd really appreciate that. If you don't mind liking the broadcast, sharing the broadcast with friends and family, that also mean a lot for everybody here on the network. But besides that, once again, my name is Christian Delgado, your lead producer, commentator for tonight's race here for week 6 of the iSNF Cup Series from Echo Park Speedway. Once again, congratulations to Nicholas Johnson here in the 20 machine. We'll see you guys next week for some more iSNF Cup Series action.